And this round kicks off here on Rocky Top, our first super regional game of the 2026 tournament. It's Tennessee, it's Georgia, it's an SEC showdown in Knoxville. Best 2 out of 3. Winner of the series moving on to Oklahoma City. This portion of the bracket matches up with the Texas-Arizona State Super. Winner of these two Supers will open up the Women's College World Series against each other on May 28th, which is a week from today, if you can believe it. Mayhem is here, and we are so excited to be on Rocky Top. Courtney Lyle alongside two-time National Player of the Year and Olympic bronze medalist Danielle Laurie. And, man, just to get to this point is so big. Yeah. But right now, teams are 2 wins away from the Women's College World Series.
Well, and what I like about this SEC matchup is both these two squads have not met up all year. So that's fun. With that dog offense and that Tennessee Lady Vol pitching staff, this is going to be a spicy one.
Well, let's talk about the Lady Vol pitching staff. They have the best staff in the nation, and they've got multiple arms that they can choose from.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about someone like Carlin Pickens, who leads from the front, everybody knows who this young lady is. It was actually last year at the Super Regionals where she set the record with the fastest pitch ever at 79.4 miles an hour, but she is the rock. But to me, it's been Sage Marjetko. She has been so clutch this year, being able to throw some really big innings, and then a little bit of Erin Newer in the mix. Listen, this pitching staff leads the country in ERA. They are tough to score runs, and against this Georgia offense, they are going to have to step up big, and it starts with the big dog and Carlin Pickens.
Yeah, this is the tale of the tape for us. Tennessee's amazing pitching against Georgia's amazing hitting, and for some reason in the postseason, Georgia has always been a program you never want to face. Their offense is booming.
And I just look at just the run that they've been on. I think it was that Florida series where they really started to figure things out. They carried that into the SEC conference tournament, and man, they have been dangerous since.
Yeah, outscored their opponents in regionals 18-2, and now Georgia comes to Knoxville. Let's go. Super Regionals are here. Tennessee and Georgia, first pitch coming up. First time ever, Tennessee is hosting 4 straight Super Regionals, and they will host the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Georgia, brought to you by Capital One. They've got a lot of hot hitters, but Emily Digby, the shortstop, is hitting .500 in her last 6 games. It's a lineup 1 through 9 that you've got to be ready for on every single pitch. So Tennessee sends out their ace in Carlin Pickens.
I mean, she's someone that can really set the tone. She can go downstairs with that drop ball at 75, tough pitch, but then can climb the ladder. But to me, this is the difference maker. If she doesn't have the changeup, it's going to be a short night for Carlin Pickens, and I mean that with the most respect. Athletes are not fooled by 75 these days, so that changeup makes her so darn good.
2-time Conference Pitcher of the Year, 2-time All-American, and the #1 pick in the AUSL draft this season, Carlin Pickens. She has never not made a Super Regional in her career at 10 piece for Carlin. I think different this year.
I think right up until kind of that Belmont injury, the change was great, and I think that little stint that she was away and trying to get back into it, she's showed moments of when that pitch is truly there, but that really is the difference.
Kirsten Ruse, a hard hit ball, dancing down to left field, and the leadoff is on for Georgia. They packed their offense.
Well, and that's why I say that, Courtney, because you're seeing so many athletes get the ability to see high velocity prior to a series kicking off, right? I mean, this one at 71 miles an hour, 1-1, turns on a pitch, and hot shot. Listen, and this is also something to know. Ella Dodge came in to play third base last weekend in the regionals.
Jaden Goodwin sends one up into the sky, and it's scooped up by Taylon Hawley, who gets the start in left today.
So it's been new for her a little bit over there in the hot corner.
It's been a different infield lineup for Tennessee since regionals. Sarah Gordon steps in with a runner on. And Tennessee felt like those defensive changes, they made changes to third, second, and first base that going into the regional, and they felt like after that first regional game, they really settled in, and Karen Weekly liked what she saw, so they stuck with it this weekend too. Sarah Gordon hops out to right field. 2 on for Georgia.
Well, and this is a 2-0 mommy hack by Sarah Gordon. She's still almost kind of inside outs this, but listen, when Carlin Pickens is able to get ahead of hitters, I mean, she's a .88 ERA at those pitchers counts, but when hitters get ahead, they swing it a little bit better at 4.81 ERA. So, I mean, that to me is important for any pitcher throwing in a super regional, right? It's tough to get behind hitters, especially when there's some action on the base pass. So I think probably now would be a bad time to kind of get that feel in the changeup a little bit. We haven't seen her bring that out.
I see Tony Baldwin, Georgia's head coach, talking to Tyler Ellison, the DP, who's reached base her last 9 games. She's a .373 hitter and leads them in RBI. She's got an opportunity here with 2 on. As you can see, the Georgia bats are being aggressive. Ellison pulls back the bunt. Well, for Georgia's offense this year, man, they're looking to break all kinds of records offensively. They've been grabbing a big bat across the board.
And I think, too, just the run that they've been able to go on from, you know, that conference tournament to the regionals last weekend. Like, they're a team that's swinging it so well. And there's that changeup from Pickens, and I actually talked to Megan Rhodes-Smith today just about that pitch and the importance of still throwing it. Even if she misses a little bit up, it's like being able to get the feel, continue to get that going. When she has that high velo, we know this, right? She set the record last Super Regional against Jordy Fromm, but to me that change is the must. And then just kind of limiting those free passes. There it is.
Sits down Tyler Ellison.
This is so good. This is one of the slowest changeups, too, that I've actually seen from Carlin Pickens at 61 miles an hour. And I love Morrison behind the dish, just fired up.
Now the catcher, Marissa Miller, 2 down and 2 on. 2 early hits in this game from Kirsten Ruse and Sarah Gordon have 2 runners on early, and Georgia threatening here in the top of the first. High hopper right over Pickens' head. Bella Faw tagging second to make the play, and Tennessee's defense and pitching gets out of a jam there. Georgia had 2 on but left them there. Tennessee grabbing the bats next. Starting lineup for the Lady Vols. Offense has been the question for this Tennessee team. Can they get those runs across? And Taylon Holly has been carrying a hot bat last 10 games, hitting over 300 in the 9 spot. Sophia Knight is the leadoff. She leads them in average, hitting .412. And somebody, Danielle, we talked to Sophia this week, absolutely loves being in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, I mean, what a fun, bubbly personality. Just feels so at home here at this program.
And so what can she expect with Addison Fisher in the circle for Georgia, the UCLA transfer?
Well, it's no surprise that Addison Fisher has one of the toughest drop balls in the nation and throws that heavy velo too with this pitch. That vertical break on it, I mean, she can get almost 13 inches down, and that is just dangerous. No one loves 73 miles an hour down in the zone. Tough pitch.
Sophia Knight steps in.
And to me, it's really about her being able to attack those corners. What can I get for strikes? Am I able to kind of use the river to my advantage? And I really loved her performance last weekend against Clemson in the regional final. I felt like those are kind of those moments, you know, that 2-hitter that she threw, that gives you confidence going into a super regional is impressive.
She pitched 11 innings over that regional last weekend, only gave up 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 8.
Yeah.
And someone who's been making a big transition going from UCLA as an Oregon native to Athens, Georgia. Sophia Knight, swing away. Out of of here! First home run of the season, and she does it at Supers. Slapper who? Come on!
Wow, this is awesome. This is just a pitch that's elevated a little bit up in the zone, but what I love is her first home run of the season. That is huge. That is a statement. This is their house. Right out of the gate, you love to see it. Hands up.
I mean, what a tone to set for Tennessee. Ella Dodge now steps in, but that has been the question with Tennessee. We know they have the best pitching staff in the nation. It's can they get the runs? And what a statement there.
And her first one?
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, we saw a first last weekend, too, in Lelio.
Yeah, from South Carolina.
Yeah, I love me a postseason run with the Dingers.
Now you saw Tennessee 17-1 when scoring first. In the first inning, excuse me.
When you can see just behind the plate, Miller communicating where the pitch is. You saw Addison Fisher kind of confused what she's going to be able to get for a strike here, especially with a down ball pitcher in a tighter strike zone. The quicker you can figure out what you're working with, the better.
Tennessee really went to work after that SEC tournament exit. Lost their first game there against Ole Miss, and then just went back to practice. And Karen Winkley said, yeah, they practiced a lot. They didn't have one bad day of practice between losing in the SEC tournament and starting their regional play last weekend. Ella Dodge right back at Fisher off of her glove. Roos is there, making the play.
Play by Roos with the little assist by Addison Fisher, slowed it down a little. But I agree with you. Thinking of them in that SEC tournament, I felt like they just played way too tight against Ole Miss. They didn't really look like themselves. So getting to come home, yeah, it stinks. You don't want to lose, but you get a lot of extra work done before.
Emma Clark! Get out of here! Hello, Lady Vol offense.
So good. First pitch, Daddy Hack. And you just see the ball drifts a little bit too much over the plate, and she just hits it right back where it's pitched. Dead center, out of here. And this Lady Vol team is fired up.
I mean, Tennessee's staff challenged the offense. Be committed to the plan, even if you don't get a hit. Did you stick to your plan? And then they were celebrating last weekend when they were committed to that plan, celebrating the little things. And boy, have they come out in game one of Supers. 2 solo home runs.
Well, I mean, you have to celebrate the little things, right? Like the postseason is hard, right? You're going to go through your lumps. You're going to face some tough pitching, and being able to like get on board, celebrate your teammates. The little things at times make the biggest difference. So I'm all here for it.
And now Alana Leach, who's in the DP spot today. We've also seen her in left field, was dealing with a little shoulder stuff going in. So in the DP today, going to keep her out of the field. Steps in after Emma Clark just hit her 3rd home run of the postseason. Team leading 13 on the year.
I feel like those little moments make the biggest difference, right? Like somebody kind of getting on a tear. Not that Emma Clark hasn't been good offensively this year, but to start to become dangerous and have kind of instilled this fear in a pitcher is good, because I haven't really felt that from Tennessee this year, right? I haven't felt like if I was pitching that I feel that sense of like, all right, they're going to take me deep. But I love Emma Clark coming along. That's what you need. I couldn't be more of a fan of the Leach sisters and just what they've been able to do this year.
Yeah, Alana Leach, one of 2 Leaches in the lineup. Her twin, Gabby, is in the 7 spot. Her sister, Aubrey Leach, is the player development coach. And Addison Fisher will get her first K of Alana Leach. Tennessee's season has been so interesting. Best start in school history. They were #1 in the nation to start the year, 26-0. And they've been in some close games, 5 of 10 losses decided by 1 runs, but Karen Winkley felt like going into the postseason they were starting to get back to who they were, maybe pressing a little bit. And plus, you hit SEC play, that's tough.
Well, that's what I was going to say, right? You have this 26-0 start, and it's so carefree in February and March, right? Like, you're playing new competition, it's early, there's no pressure, and then you get in a conference, and it's like, damn, every weekend is a dogfight, and if the results aren't going the way you want, the pressure starts to mount and mount. And at times I feel like this Tennessee team just expected it to fix itself. And that at times is not how it works. You have to be able to get to the root of the problem and how you can get through it. But the pitching has always stayed steady. And that's why Tennessee is in this position to be hosting a super regional. And they are where they are because they have not wavered in the circle. They have 3 solid arms that they've been able to rely on.
Mackenzie Butt here at the plate against Fisher. It is the 4th year in a row that Tennessee is hosting a super. That's never been done before. Wow, and Addison Fisher already in the 1st inning is giving up more earned runs than she did in regionals.
And I think it's going to come down to her obviously being able to get ahead of hitters because when she does, her drop ball is so nasty. But I also think this blue behind the plate does have a little bit of a smaller zone. So it's like, okay, what can I get, but I can't miss over the plate. The 2 homers that have gone out have been pitches that have bled over.
And she will walk Mackenzie Butt. So a sophomore on for Tennessee and a freshman coming up to bat, Elsa Morrison, who has been that everyday catcher for Tennessee in her freshman season. Out of right here in Knoxville, Farragut High School's finest on a 5-game hit streak, hitting .462.
And so good in the month of May, right? Like I go back and look at her April where she hit .235 and had her moments, but .375 in the month of May with 2 big home runs. It just seems to be heating up at the right time. She's been so solid behind the dish as well.
Nothing like a 4 for 7 in your first regional of your career.
That's a good spot. It's hard with the drop ball pitcher. Sometimes you can't get that bottom part of the zone. I think what I've loved from Tennessee, at least from this start, is like they're hacking. Like they're taking the pitches that are off the plate, but when the ball is in and around the zone, I mean, you're seeing some solid hacks, a confident swing.
Hacking, you mean the lead slapper leadoff and Sophia Knight going yard for the first time?
Yeah, I don't mind a Sophia Knight daddy hack. I mean, her first homer of the year.
No better time.
Man.
Oh, back-to-back walks.
But it's a great pitch. Come on. That's got to be called. If that's not being called, it's not fair to the pitchers.
Gabby Leach up with 2 on via the free pass.
And you know that if you're a hitter stepping into the box, right? Like you know that Addison Fisher's not getting some calls. She's throwing a little bit more balls. You can have a little bit more of a patient approach.
balls and a strike from Addison Fisher to Gabby Leach.
And I can appreciate the body language and the demeanor. It can be easy to get frustrated, especially in this setting, right? A lot of adrenaline in inning one of a super regional, a lot on the line, and she's just been able to kind of stay steady out there. And I can't say that that I would have always acted the same.
Third straight full count, the fourth full count that Addison Fisher has had in this inning.
And she's thrown a lot of pitches. I mean, 35 pitches in this inning so far.
2 solo shots are the difference. Sophia Knight and Emma Clark going yard start this game for Tennessee.
It's a good pitch. That is a good pitch.
Strikeout number 2 for Addison Fisher, but Tennessee hasn't hit 2 home runs in the first inning in over a month. First time since April 13th, and they lead the Super Regional.
Well, and I love me a couple bombs. Sophia Knight with her first, and then Emma Clark, her third of the postseason. Let's go. Lady Vols up 2.
This is the first sight to get going. Tennessee been here a lot. 15th Supers appearance, 4 straight, seeking their 10th Women's College World Series appearance. Georgia's been there too. First pitch, Gabby Novickus hits to Ella Dodge at third. Georgia's been to the Women's College World Series 5 times. Last was in 2021. Georgia came out, got 2 hits in the first inning, but left them there. And now Bailey Lindemuth up, the transfer from Texas Tech, who was a part of that run all the way to the Women's College World Series Champ Series, where Texas Tech lost to Texas. And it's been key transfers like Bailey Lindemuth who have made all the difference for this Georgia team.
I think for them to be able to get that vet presence too, you look at last year, I felt like it was a young Georgia team. So to be able to get some of those big dogs in the portal, I think has really been able to kind of help them. Another one I think of is Kirsten Roos from Coastal Carolina and how big she has been able to be for them. And of course, Fisher to add another elite arm. And then Ray, I've really loved her in that 9 spot, can turn the lineup over really quick.
Tony Baldwin, their head coach, telling us today that evaluating last season, yes, they were young and inexperienced. They just had 35 total wins through their Supers run. This year at 41. They needed some key pieces, and they went out and got what they needed. Lindemuth rolls this off the bat to Mackenzie, but she'll make the tag.
And so far, so good for Carlin Pickens. 2 quick outs, kind of sawing off some barrels, still throwing hard. I mean, that one, 76 miles an hour.
The shortstop, Emily Digby. Digby batting over 500 in her last 7 games. 3 home runs and 9 RBI in that span.
Yeah, Emily Digby, another one from April to May, just hit 263 in the month of May, or April, excuse me, and then 421. Like you mentioned, Haribi, she's 3 home runs. Just talk about heating up at the right time, but it really, to me, is just kind of that SEC tournament run that they had.
Yeah.
They were so dangerous there, and just that fearless mentality in the box. You could tell that this was a team that was going to battle until that last out.
And Tony Baldwin told us it really started in the Florida series, the last regular season series of the season. They were down in game 2. Florida made a couple of errors, and that's when he saw the momentum shift for his team. And man, they rode that into the SEC tournament all the way here to Supers. Emily Digby reached down for it and took it out. cutting the Tennessee lead in half with her 11th home run of the season.
Well, no big deal. Just 75 miles an hour, and she takes it out of here in a heartbeat. She's just on time. She gets her swing off. Absolutely so pretty. Just dead center. 78 miles an hour off the bat. The Dogs are loving it.
Get the chain out. Let's go. Hey, by the way, Danielle, when Emily Digby hits a home run, Georgia's 9-1. Natalie Ray, a hit to the gap.
And man, she's been so good in that 9 spot to be able to turn it back over up top.
A .375 hitter on the season, had been hitless in her last 2 games. Then here's this.
And that's a solid piece of hitting. I mean, you got to tip your cap if you're picking. She goes with a pitch, gets jammed a little bit, but
Kirsten Roos now top of the order, had a single to lead off.
When I went back and I wanted to see what these athletes hit around 75 miles an hour, but that 70 to 75 for Roos. She's been hitting .375. She's had 2 strikeouts, some hits, but it's just always interesting to play around with some of the high velo pitchers that they've faced throughout the year. Someone I think of is, a Virginia Tech pitcher, a Keegan Rothrock. But it's always interesting to see, like, as an individual, what you hit off that type of velocity.
It's something, too, we've seen the velo's not going to scare people because you can see it now. I mean, you can pitching machines, and you can see every pitch that your opponent's going to throw at you.
All the tips and tricks for the hitter these days, Court.
I know.
You don't need to remind me.
I know you hate it.
I'm very aware.
Pickens will walk Roos.
Well, and you see the frustration, the fans. But we saw it last inning with Fisher. I mean, the zone's a little bit tighter. They're not getting as much corner to corner. So it's figuring out how to still get ahead of hitters. You can say the same thing for both these pitchers that are in the ball game. When you get behind, you struggle.
Next about for the Bulldogs, left fielder number 2,
Simon Clark coming over, the second baseman, talking to Pickens. A 2 on here via a single and a walk. Jaden Goodwin at the plate. Georgia's done all this production with 2 outs. Pickens and her defense took care of the first 2 batters in this inning, and then Digby had a home run.
This is a team, I know that Tony Baldwin has talked a lot about the offensive approach, especially that pre-SEC tournament with Beth and Michelle prior to of being able to control the strike zone, right? And you saw a swing by Shorty, that last pitch where it called for a timeout because that's something she doesn't normally swing at. Like when this Dog offense is on point swinging at pitches that are in their wheelhouse, they are tough. But it's when they start to swing at pitches that they can't do a whole lot of damage with it, they can get themselves in trouble.
Shorty being Jaden Goodwin. It's her nickname. Wow, all of Tennessee's runs allowed in the postseason this year have come with 2 outs.
That's a good number.
Jeff Muir, everyone. Jaden Goodwin swinging through it.
Well, if I'm Carlin Pickens, I'm taking note of that. I'm going right back to it because if she's going to swing again, I mean, she's off that one by quite a bit.
Swing again, and Pickens sits her down.
For Georgia in the second, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors.
But Emily Digby cut this Tennessee lead in half with a blast.
So good. Emily Digby, to me, an absolute statement. Fisher gave up 2, but Digby made this a 1-run ball game.
Had to regain that confidence. And Karen Weekly, though, talking to her today, she really likes where this team is at after that regional 3-0 record and took down a tough Virginia team in the regional final.
Yeah, they're swinging it well. They're confident. They're scoring runs, and I think they're pitching well. And at times with the postseason, it's a little bit of a clutch factor that has to come into play, which I chalk up the first inning of Sophia Knight and Emma Clark as being clutch. Like, that's a statement for me. If I'm Carlin Pickens in the circle, gives me a little extra confidence.
There's Bella Fall leading off. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for Tennessee. Tennessee's runs have come on the solo shots from Knight and Clark. And Bella Fall will take a seat. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Fisher. Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, May 28th. That is a week from today. At noon Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2026 Women's College World Series, you can visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. There's the freshman Taylon Holly getting the nod in left field today, and somebody who Karen Weekly raved about after their regional run. Never stopped working, even when her bat wasn't in the lineup. And just kept going after it, and now she's had a hit in 7 of their last 10 games.
When you are seeing a night and day difference from inning 1 of Addison Fisher to inning 2.
What's different?
I mean, she's firing on all cylinders. She's hitting good spots. She's getting a swing at some pitches for sure. She's in and around the zone, but she looks more confident. And I think sometimes just it's that little moment of your team being able to pick you up and answer back, right? You get punched. Man, I gave up a couple of solo shots. Okay, well, your 8-hitter just goes deep. That gives you a little bit of extra momentum. Probably a good conversation with the pitching coach, Chelsea Wilkinson, in between innings. And learning to live with the fact that the zone's going to be small, and I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do.
And so much on the line. Game 1 of the Super Regionals. Best 2 out of 3.
That's a good pitch at that count. Taylon Holly on that drop ball, 182 on the year.
That's 3 strikeouts in a row going back to last inning.
Well, what they're going to have to do is just shrink where they're swinging at pitches, right? Like, you're looking at that pitch, and if you're Addison Fisher, you're like, yep, that's going upstairs in the middle piggy bank, because you ain't touching that if you're going to swing at it. So they're going to have a little bit more discipline with swinging at pitches closer in the zone, which I felt like they did the first inning.
Yeah. Here's Sophia Knight back to the top of the order, had a first home run of the season to lead off this game. Karen Weekly did tell us she's the quietest 400 hitter she's ever had. Up the middle, make it 2 for 2. Knight speeding to second. That's why you want her at the top.
So good. And right from the jump, she picks up, she's going doubles. Doesn't get to the wall, splits the gap a little bit, but has so much speed and legs out. Her 13th? Her 9th double, of the season. Probably would be 13 if she didn't miss about 3 weeks a season. Yeah, she had been out of the lineup.
Yeah, she was dealing with an illness and told us that was the toughest time because she couldn't do anything. Couldn't touch a softball, but she said, you know what, it made me a better teammate. I watched what my team was going through. I tried to be there for them and learn from that. And so thankful to be back. A transfer from Boise State.
When you saw the timeout actually happen by JT D'Amico, who's the defensive coach, came out and talking shop. Obviously runner on second base, 2 down, I'm all on the same page.
This is one of the best defenses in the nation. Georgia is top 10 in the nation in fielding percentage. Ella Dodge, first pitch, lifting to left. Goodwin is there. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Addison Fisher. She's got 4 Ks on the evening, and her Dogs down by 1. Well, Tony Baldwin has been a part of Georgia softball now for the last 14 seasons, 5th as the head coach. And it's a Georgia program that's back in supers for a 4th straight year. Second time they've reached 4 straight. They went 3-0 in their regional, advancing to their 15th super regional. Outscored opponents 18-2. And that team ERA in regionals, 0.74.
Yeah, you want to try to carry that over if you can, just that momentum, and a team that is, in my opinion, I think firing on all cylinders. So great as the season continues to go on, conference tournament heating up, taking it into regionals.
And look at this line. Pickens has given up 4 hits, ties for the most allowed this season in an outing for Carlin Pickens.
I didn't believe it. When you told me through the commercial break, I was shocked.
Yeah. It is the 3rd inning. What have you noticed about the Georgia at-bats against her? What stood out?
I like the answer back. The first inning, I kind of feel like Pickens was doing a really good job of getting them to swing at some pitches out of the zone, but
Sarah Gordon, slow roller to Ella Dodge.
I think that this is definitely a Georgia Bulldogs team that when they are able to execute their plan, it's not necessarily a pitch that they're looking for, but when they really are able to get their swing off and not kind of go after pitches way out of the zone, they're tough because they don't get cheated on their swings. That's always what's made Georgia so good to me, is their hacks.
Well, Tony Baldwin talked to us about that mentality and that approach as a hitter. And he said, look, we aren't as much sitting on a pitch as we are sitting on a window. And to beat good pitchers also, you can't swing at balls. Now they're getting more aggressive and getting that swing off. Seeing pitches better.
Well, they're not consistently seeing someone throw 75, 76 at them, right? And I think, to me, it's going to be that middle second time through the lineup where you see the adjustments. But then again, I'm also like, hey, then we got the change piece, that last one at 65 miles an hour. And some may think that's her changeup. Well, yeah, she's been cruising this game at 75. That's a 10-mile-an-hour difference in that pitch.
And that was a key for you coming into the game, was for Tennessee. How is Carlin Pickens' changeup?
Yeah.
Good so far?
Yeah, both her strikeouts on the day so far have been on that change, one at 65 and one at 61 miles an hour. And
strikeout number 3 today for Pickens.
This is just Bayou velo. Just letting her rip. Kind of a drop ball, lower end of the zone, that big swing and miss. And everything's about being able to read a hitter, right? You can tell as a pitcher how a swing feels, if they're on you, if they're not. Do I need to change speeds? And that, to me, is going to be the flow of the game. Her being able to be aware of, okay, hey, they're getting on the velocity. I got to kind of pump the brakes on the hard, throw a little bit more change-ups in, mix that. She hasn't really needed to.
Marissa Miller, the catcher, bounces it to fall. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning, and Pickens picks up another strikeout. Lady Vols at the plate when we come back. First day of Super Regionals. We've got one more for you tonight. When we're done here in Knoxville, we'll get you out to Lincoln for Oklahoma State and Nebraska. But, man, it's so important to win this first game. 79% of Game 1 winners advance to the Women's College World Series.
Yeah, it's tough to lose Game 1. I just always feel like that's such a big statement, especially when you are that home team. It definitely is, just kind of takes a little bit of pressure off, right? Oh, all right, let's go. We got one more.
Here's Emma Clark, who had a solo home run in the first inning off of Addison Fisher. I will say, I think it was 3 teams last year lost Game 1 and advanced, including Texas.
I remember being a part of a team that lost Game 1 and came back. It's not fun. I want to win Game 1.
Yeah.
It wasn't to the Dogs. I actually lost to Georgia in the World Series my senior year, but it was to Oklahoma that got us Game 1.
Addison Fisher, 36 pitches in that first inning. Tennessee hit 2 solo home runs. Then just 12 pitches in the second inning.
And 9 of them strikes, which I think is the difference maker, right? Being able to come back in, figure out, hey, what am I going to get for strikes? Because the first inning, way too many pitches being thrown, and she's someone that is efficient. When she's on, she doesn't need to throw a ton of pitches. It's just that, like, that's filth. Inner half, down over a 13-inch break on that at 72 miles an hour. Like, I want no part of that. That has my shin written all over it if I make contact with that.
Well, on April 22nd, Addison Fisher revealed to the world that she was dealing with something off of the softball field, too, that she was diagnosed right before her freshman year at UCLA with multiple sclerosis, something that attacks your central nervous system. And man, she's had to learn how to deal with that, good days and bad days, and still going out there to pitch and just putting in work, and then also learning a new team and transferring to Georgia.
Well, and I'm going to go and pitch in the SEC. I mean, that's not easy on top of that. But man, I remember when she had posted that and put that out to the world, I had different people sending that to me, and it just, you know, your heart goes out to her. But I love the vulnerability and letting people into that part of her life. I mean, that's a huge part of it.
Well, Tony Baldwin telling us the fall was a little more uncertainty around how to manage her, but now it's a lot of her focusing on her diet, being smart with her training. She faces Alana Leach now.
And he actually made the statement today because he was talking about her windup. He goes, you know, when we watch rolling pitch, she has to create all this energy, but Addison Fisher can roll out of bed throwing 72 with
Alana Leach back up the middle. Digby's got it.
And she does have one of those windups that just is so, like, natural with her momentum. She doesn't have to do too much. She's very fortunate to be strong through her pitch with that natural kind of drop ball that's always been. That's what made her, you know, the #1 recruit in the nation when she was going to UCLA. And
yeah, the National Gatorade Player of the Year. Here's Mackenzie Butt. And it was Addison Fisher, Caitlin Terry, and Taylor Tinsley. That was kind of the trio at UCLA last season.
Also played with the Northwest Bullets. I remember going and watching that team compete. Played with Tia Malloy, who's at Oklahoma. Like, they were fierce.
Mackenzie Butt, hard hit ball, bouncing to the wall. She will hold at first as Natalie Ray makes the throw in. That just sounded good.
Yeah, that's a long single. This is a 2-0 hack. Just see that slight little drift that comes right back over the plate, and she is on time with it, especially with that type of count, right? Like, you know a pitcher is going to come in with something when they're behind in the count, and I like that swing.
Well, part of the defensive changes is Elsa Morrison hops that one into Lindemuth's glove. It was to get Butt's bat in the lineup, but she will be stranded at first. Well, after 3 innings, Tennessee has a lead here in Game 1 of Super Regionals. We will talk to their head coach, Karen Weekly, when we come back to Rocky Top.
All right, softball fans, we have Avery here representing the...
Thea Knight led off this game with a home run.
Well, I knew she was going to swing, and I knew something good could happen, and she could ignite us, but I don't think any of us expected it to go out of the park. But Sophia's got a great swing. Just hasn't used it much this year, and she picked the right time to bring it out.
She sure did. Thanks, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, I love it too. Carlin's a big game pitcher, right? Like, she is in her senior year. This is her house. I mean, Georgia's came here to her. Like, those are all the little moments that fire you up, and you know that there's nobody that loves the ball in these tight ball games with, you know, so much riding on her. It's pretty cool to see.
It was the #1 pick in the AUSL draft this year.
And just touching on what Karen said, like, she's thrown enough of them, right? Meaning, like, there's just a small hint of doubt in your head as a hitter that is that coming. And that's when you sometimes start to see some swings out of your comfort zone. And that's one thing Tony Baldwin said when they faced Oklahoma in that 3-game set. He said they did a really good job of being able to change speeds a ton, and we learned a lot about ourselves and our swings in that 3-game series.
Gabby Novickis here to lead off, a 6-7-8 due up for Georgia. Their only run coming from Emily Digby, a home run in the 8 spot.
And you see her trying, that's twice in this at-bat that she's trying to throw that changeup. When that ball drifts up, that's what that pitch is. It isn't a rise ball. It's her just trying to get the feel behind the change, but I like that she's still throwing it.
Hard hit ball to Bella Faw. No problem for Bella. Well, this is our side of the bracket, presented by Capital One. Winner of this Super Regional matches up with the winner of the Texas-Arizona State Super Regional at the Women's College World Series a week from today. Just 2 sites in action today to kick us off here in Knoxville and then also in Lincoln as Nebraska hosting Oklahoma State. We'll get you there when we're done here on Rocky Top. Bailey Lindemuth up next. Bella Faw called on again. Man, elite defender at shortstop for Tennessee.
Well, and you see that Tennessee shifted a little bit more up the middle in the sense of, like, you're probably not going to have a whole bunch of hitters, right-handed hitters that tend to pull that type of 75, 76 miles an hour, right? So it's like chance they might be a little bit late. We've seen back-to-back shortstop, pinched middle to throw over to first. It's good defensive positioning and understanding swings.
Digby had the home run last time off of Carlin. She's doubled her home run total from her first 2 seasons. And by the way, she hits .421 in the NCAA tournament in her career. Not terrible.
Oh, I'm here for it.
Three balls to Digby. And she walks Digby. Second walk of the game for Carlin Pickens.
Well, one of the questions that I had for Megan Rhodes-Smith, the pitching coach, was just the walks. When that happens, what do you think is, you know, what does she need to focus on? And it really has come down to her being able to simplify things. Sometimes when she tries too hard, it's when she tries to kind of fixate on doing something, when she almost needs to slow down her windup. And they had a good bullpen prior to regionals kicking off where Carlin was like, man, I'm gonna go all out. Like, I'm gonna try to throw it as hard as I can. Megan Rhodes-Smith was like, all right, just go. And it was the best pitch she's ever thrown, but it wasn't the beginning. The beginning was so smooth.
She described it as a rubber band, slow on pulling it back and then quick on the release.
And for Pickens, it's like we know she's a specimen. She's tall, she's strong, she's lengthy, she gets out there. But the throwing it as hard as she could came from when her left foot landed. That plant foot, the amount of power that she generates through her front side was that added bonus. So Megan Rhodes-Smith was like, all right, hey, let's do that more.
Natalie Ray, Ella Dodge takes it. And Georgia leaves the tying run aboard. We'll talk to their head coach, Tony Baldwin, when we come back to Knoxville. Tennessee leads it 2-1.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, 1-run game. Tennessee had 2 solo shots. Georgia had 1. 7th time that these two programs have met in the NCAA tournament. A 3-3 record in those previous 6 meetings. The last was in 2008, the Athens Super, when Georgia won it.
But I love it. Just go and compete, right? And the things we can control and the things we can't. Can't control the strike zone. As frustrated as you can see me get up in the booth, I don't have to go out there and pitch, but it's just trying to figure out how to grind through that. And I really think she's responded well through that and has kept her tempo.
I think either team would be happy to have you if you did want to go out.
Yeah. Need a little bit more of a, notice.
Just saying. Gabby Leach leading off this inning for Tennessee. Tennessee's left a runner stranded in the last 2 innings. Had one in scoring position in the second.
And I know these Leach sisters, with having their sister on staff and Aubrey Leach, just how clutch that has been able to be. I know Aubrey keeps the chart, and she's constantly connecting with the athletes in the dugout, nonstop in their ear. The best way about, hey, what do you see and what do you need to go with, not only offensively, but defensively too. And I think when you're able to have a pro like that, who's obviously lived it in that uniform, but still continues to play in the pro ranks with AUSL, it also just kind of gives you that confidence too. Like, athletes like to be coached. Like, I want you to tell me, like, hey, what do I need to do? What are the things that you're seeing from me? How can I be better?
And I think if you're a Leach, I guess you're apparently required to go to school at Tennessee. It's like a pipeline.
Yeah.
Now, Aubrey and Kelsey both went. Fam in the stands. Her parents, Kay and Todd. Gabby Leach, it's going at Roos. Just hopped a little extra.
That's a pretty good hard piece. That extra hop, I bet Roos would want that one back, but also understands the speed coming up the line. They're going to chalk that up as an E4. And that's what, when you understand you got to run with it, right? If you're Tennessee, you get that leadoff on.
Bellafaw showing bunt right past Lindemuth. I mean, perfect placement as Lindemuth was crashing in on the corner. And Bellafaw had only had 1 hit for her last 23 appearances.
This is so good, right? With her being able to kind of point the barrel, take it to the left side, understanding that shortstop was going more towards second. It just completely opened up the hole, which puts a couple ducks on the pond here for Tennessee. And with Holly coming up, I'd be in that mindset of potentially dropping another bunt, advance those runners, give the top of your lineup, especially a hot-hitting Sophia Knight, a ribby opportunity.
Tennessee's got their first 2 hitters on in the 4th inning. Nobody down. Madison Fisher, 5 hits, couple of earned runs, both those solo shots, 2 walks, and 5 Ks so far tonight. Taylin Holly, bottom of the order for Tennessee, pulls back on the bunt.
And 3 sacks on the year so far for Holly.
Karen Weekly has said she is a professional hitter. Saw that in the fall. Rough patch during the season, back to who she is now, and that just dies off her bat. She'll be tossed out at first, but she does her job and moves 2 Lady Vols in scoring position.
Well, this could not be more clutch. She does her job, advances the runners an additional 60 feet. So now there's 2 RBI opportunities for Sophia Knight and Ella Dodge to add a couple, in my opinion, huge insurance runs.
Yeah, now back to the top of the order where Sophia Knight is 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. And Georgia is going to have a pitching change here. So Addison Fisher heads into the dugout. We'll introduce you to the new Georgia pitcher when we come back. So Georgia pulls Addison Fisher, and they give the ball to Presley Harrison, a freshman who we did not see in the regional.
But she's thrown some big innings. We saw that epic game that she got the opportunity to throw against Oklahoma at the SEC tournament, where she was absolutely nailed. So she's thrown some big innings. Has that upper 60s velo. The rise and the screw are really kind of the difference makers for her, is working that changeup in when she can.
Top of the order, Sophia Knight, who is 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. And it's 2 on thanks to an error and a single.
I'm really trying to improve that change, but definitely more of an upspin pitcher. I mean, 41% of the time she's going upstairs, 46% she's throwing that screwball.
Sophia Knight, this is how she started the game for Tennessee, her first home run of the season.
Yeah, Coach Karen Weekly said it when we talked to her earlier today. She said she's hitting a quiet 400, but it feels like she's going to do something big and show me the money.
In foul territory in the stance. Yeah, pretty good catch. .379 average with 2 strikes. Tops in the SEC. Somebody who told us this week when we spoke to her that, yeah, she was a little nervous coming to Tennessee, spent 2 seasons at Boise State, led the nation in hits last year with 103, but then she just settled into who she was, not trying to be perfect.
It's big.
Yeah, monster strikeout for Presley Harrison to strike out the first batter that she has faced, especially one that was 2 for 2 today.
Well, and climbing the ladder, look at this pitch. Just gets underneath it. Such a big strikeout in that type of a situation. A lot of momentum, gets the second out of the inning.
There's Ella Dodge. How important do you feel like for Tennessee to score here with Georgia's offense?
Huge.
Yeah.
Anytime you get opportunities in the postseason with runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs, you gotta find a way to capitalize.
Georgia, a team that's 7th in the nation in batting average, tied for 12th in hits. And Tennessee's question mark this season has been the offense. Right into Lindemuth's glove, and Tennessee is going to leave 2 in scoring position. Going to the 5th inning as Georgia gets out of it.
Now Addison Fisher is out of the game, and they brought in Harrison, but this is how we got here.
Well, Carlin Pickens back out there to face the top of the order for Georgia for the 3rd time. First time through, Georgia was 4 for 9 off of Pickens. Second time, 0 for 7.
I love that. Not that for them, but I'm saying on the flip side for
I
Carlin
understand.
Pickens.
Yeah.
Just kind of, but that's also
Thank you for
stuff that
clarifying.
Coach Karen Weekly talks about. Like, she gets better as the game goes on. That's why it was, I think, important for her to be able to get the start tonight, knowing as the game goes, she gets better and better. And I think, to me, this inning feels like it's the most important. You have the 3rd time through, top of the lineup.
And a dangerous Georgia offense. Kirsten Roos to start. Who was singled and walked against Pickens tonight.
And I'd keep throwing that. That's her changeup. That looks like it's not a changeup at 66, but it is. It's not a rise ball. She's still trying to work and figure that out. We've seen her throw some great pitches with that in the zone, and then a couple others
Just gets jammed up with Dodge. Wow, what a play from Ella Dodge. And remember, too, Tennessee changed their infield last weekend. Ella Dodge was at second base, and now she's at third.
Well, and she went back to the change, 67 miles an hour, and she pulls it to the left side. You love it. Ella Dodge over there on the run, off the right foot. Close with the speed up the line, but you also love to see it with Mackenzie Butt at first, being able to stretch out, get that.
Jane Goodwin here for Georgia. Struck out on that change in the second. Going back to the defensive changes for Tennessee, Karen Weekly told us she was pleased with how they attacked it and approached that when she broke the news to them that, hey, like, this is what we're going to do. We're moving you here, sliding over. Everybody was on board.
Well, and explaining the why, right, in those moments of she went up to, you know, Rutan during practice and kind of explained, like, hey, you all good? This is what's going on, and just being able to clarify.
Strikeout for Pickens. And these are the defensive changes that Tennessee decided to make going into the regional. New second baseman, new third baseman, new first baseman. They're circled in that summit blue. They got Mackenzie Butt's bat in the lineup too.
I thought you were going to say it got Mackenzie's butt back out there on the field.
I almost said that.
I
had to stop myself. Sarah Gordon.
And I think it was a smart change, but a risky change, right? This late in the season, you've had such rhythm and routine with the same group out there, but I respect the change. I think it makes a big difference. Wow, what an inning.
Pickens thriving right now. She's got 5 Ks today. Back to back.
Well, we know Carlin Pickens loves throwing in those big games. A couple back-to-back strikeouts. Those are huge. Fire me up.
Doing our game day 7 brew trip, I get the orange sherbet energy large as possible.
I got the medium iced blondie with caramel drizzle.
And this is the Knoxville location, and honestly, they're going super fast and awesome. So
Yep,
shout out them.
We love them.
So we learned today this is a game day tradition. They don't have one in Athens, so they have to go to a certain coffee shop, 7 Brew, I believe it is, looking for an NIL deal. They make the bus driver take them there. I think it was like 20 or 30 minutes away from the stadium. It was today. And they drove over there. Look, you got to do what you got to do, man. Biggest game of the season. Hey, you need your coffee, you need your coffee.
Your routine, number one, and he says, Tony Baldwin says, like, listen, I'd much rather them be hanging out in the bus, giggling, and having a good time than just sitting in the hotel room. So
right.
Then they went to go hit after. I mean, they had a solid little Friday Eve morning.
Well, it's Thursday, so.
It's Friday Eve.
Oh, Friday Eve, sorry. Wow. I was like, man.
Yeah. I got you.
Oh,
That's
the old first. Friday Eve.
That's a first. Proud.
Emma Clark here. It's jammed up to Digby. Well, on Monday, catch some afternoon Major League Baseball on ESPN. Yankees head to Kansas City to take on the Royals. First pitch at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN, streaming live on the ESPN app. Did you have something you had to have pregame before an outing?
A venti iced coffee from Starbucks.
Okay.
Only the one at the U Village, though.
Oh.
When we played home games, that is. I don't know. Pitchers, we're different. We're creatures of habit.
Like, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean that in the best way.
About your little arts and crafts we got going on.
I know.
Game time, but it's my favorite thing. No one more prepared than my girl Courtney Lau, who started at Tennessee.
Joanne's didn't even see me coming.
I actually think they shut down.
They did.
Yeah. Hobby Lobby's still there if you need it.
Here's Alana Leach at the plate for Tennessee. Oh, did you feel that? Off the bat, Alana Leach did. 3 homers in this game for Tennessee.
Let's go. Alana Leach, number 13, just ready for it. Pitch a little bit elevated. She gets underneath it so well. I mean, this is a Michelle Smith elevate and celebrate all the way. 72 miles an hour off the bat. Got out of here.
Tennessee's last 13 home runs have been solo shots.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with a 3-run blast, but you'll take what you can get.
Mackenzie butt hops this one to Digby.
I'm just loving the plan of attack for Tennessee, right? I think to me, when it came to this super regional, the question mark was going to be offensively, how is this team going to show up? What type of at-bats were they going to be able to have? And you always know what they're going to get when it comes to in the circle and that reliability, but offensively at times have been streaky. And in this type of setting with this home crowd, everyone behind you, like I feel the statement that they're trying to make.
Elsa Morrison now 2 down. For Tennessee, the game where their offense, a team where their offense needed to start going up in the right direction towards the postseason. First 26 games hitting over 330, last 28, the 250 range. And Karen Weekly felt like in the regionals, she saw them offensively get better each day. They were more productive in RBI situations. They were able to score in different ways. And they were having good at-bats.
Well, what she wanted heading into this Super Regionals was continue to have that plan of attack of being aggressive early, but more importantly, not taking too many pitches early.
Morrison out to left, and Goodwin calls it. How about a 3rd home run tonight? This one from Alana Leach, her 13th of the season.
So good. I mean, hey, this late in the game, the Lady Vols will take all the run support they can get, and they give their leader, Carlin Pickens, a 2-run spot. Really long time, top 3 finalists for National Player of the Year. Going up against her former travel ball teammate. I know she played with Ruby Malin a little bit. Ruby Malin is born and raised in Nebraska. So is Jordan. There's just all these cool ties. I feel like Alexis Jensen is actually born and raised in Nebraska. Don't quote me, but I feel good about it.
Can't wait to watch that one. After we're done here in Knoxville, we'll get you out to Lincoln from another world. Get out of here. I love that.
That is good. Well, if we can't say ball anymore, let's do those fun little things.
Tyler Ellison is leading off here. Tennessee added a little more insurance with a solo home run from Alana Leach last inning. Carlin Pickens has struck out the last 2 batters she's faced. She's retired 10 of the last 11. Hard hit ball to Clark.
Well, and Tony Baldwin wasn't wrong in the sense of, like, you're not facing someone who's consistently throwing 75 all the time. But Carlin Pickens today, I mean, I've seen a couple 70s, but for the most part, she's been cruising anywhere between 74 to 77 miles an hour, more so up in and around the 75, 76. Like, that is cooking. and challenging for hitters. I mean, when you're not always seeing that, it's not that this Georgia team can't hit that velo, but then you mix in her changeup that she's been able to throw sparingly. I'd almost say a little bit effectively wild with that pitch, but still able to get in the back of the hitter's head.
And Marissa Miller here, the catcher. I constantly make them think, like, is the change piece coming? And that was your big question about her coming into this game.
And heading into this series, I looked at the top 5 pitchers, but then I wanted to chalk it down to more than 200 pitches thrown. Jordy Fromm is number 2 in the nation with the biggest whiff rate on the change at 62.3 miles an hour, which means swings and misses on that pitch. And then Alyssa Faircloth, who's still in the NCAA tournament with Mississippi State, she's 56.5. You have Kenzie Brown with Arizona State at number 4 at 55.4, and then you have Pickens at number 5. So in the nation, the highest swing and miss rate, number 5, which goes to show how good that pitch is when it is on. And then on top of that, the hardest thrower in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just in the college game, in the world.
A 2-2 here to Miller.
And there it is. So good. Taking a little something off it. So good. Climbing the ladder. Just underneath it. Marissa Miller. Another big-time strikeout for Pickens.
Gabby Novickus. Pickens actually threw that fastest pitch all time, 79.4, against Jordy Fromm in Supers last year.
Yeah, that was a pretty epic.
Fromm just
Super
fouled it
Regionals.
off, no big deal.
I know. No one even knew.
Yeah.
And then we did. And then, of course, you're like, wow, she's setting records, but also she fouled it off. It's crazy. Yeah.
Three balls to Novickus. She'll take the base. Pickens has walked 3 today.
When I asked Megan Rhodes-Smith just about that, the walks, she said what I can say that she has been really good at is being able to answer back. She's been able to respond after she's done something, not let anything get too carried away.
Natalie Donaldson will be running at first base with Bailey Lindemuth at the plate.
And it's a perfect time to take a timeout if you are the pitching coach, Megan Rhodes-Smith. I mean, it kind of feels like she's thrown around 4 balls in a row here, 5 balls. So just go out, connect. I think it's more important to talk about slowing things down, because she said when she does throw a consistent amount of balls in a row, she's trying to go really fast and try to, you know, correct too much. It's not about correcting anything. It's like, hey, rubber band mentality. Slow and steady to explosive out, not trying to do too much.
Slow on the pullback and then snap it.
Boom.
And Megan Rhodes-Smith told us today, you know, her and Carlin know each other so well now, season 4 together. They know what each other needs, and sometimes it's just a little reminder, little check-in. We saw in the regional, they went into the bullpen in between innings and worked on a few things. It was in the regional final. There's Lindemuth.
That one felt hot. I heard that glove snap. Good lights. Listen, I'm patient right now if I am Georgia. I know there's 2 outs, but I do also know that's back-to-back 3-1 counts that she's gotten herself into.
Now it runs full with Lindemuth representing the tying run at the plate. Faw. Lindemuth is safe, and it is 2 on. That is 5 hits allowed by Carlin. First time since facing Texas last year in the Women's College World Series.
And some good speed up the line. It was just almost kind of like that slight double pump by Bella Faw that allowed for the speed of Lindemuth to get up the line, and the home run hitter.
Digby hit a home run in the 2nd inning, and now she's got 2 on. Tying run at first. She's the go-ahead run at the plate. Last 7 games, hitting over 500 for Emily Digby. And in the 2nd inning, just hit her 11th home run of the season.
Yeah, she was able to turn on that pitch, no doubt about it. Dead center. I will say, though, when Carlin Pickens is 0-2, she has that .36 ERA.
Ooh. That fired her up. Georgia an opportunity to tie this game, and Pickens slams the door.
Well, and this pitch, man, 65 miles an hour, taking something off at 0-2. This is the statement pitch. This pitch makes her that much better. So good, she knows it. Tennessee up 2.
Tennessee just got out of a big inning. Georgia had the go-ahead run at the plate, and Carlin Pickens got a strikeout on the change. And now it's 7-8-9 due up for Tennessee. Game 1 of this super regional. It's best 2 out of 3 series, and the winner of this series is going on to Oklahoma City. Gabby Leach looking for her first hit tonight. Reached on an error in the 4th. It's been a night where Tennessee established their bats right away with a leadoff home run to start this game. 2 solo shots in the 1st inning. And then added some more with a solo home run from Alana Leach in the 5th. Both of these teams have been to the World Series before, trying to get back there. Georgia, it would be a 6th. For Tennessee, it would be a 10th, and back-to-back. Gabby Leach into Natalie Ray's glove. Well, ESPN is the home of MLB.com. You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. Tennessee is going to use a pinch hitter. Meredith Barnhart will step up. She is 0 for her last 5, seeking her first hit since April 13th against Kentucky. She's going up against Presley Harrison, who entered this game in the 4th inning, relieving Addison Fisher, who got the start. So Harrison ahead, 1-2.
Yeah, good pitch by Harrison. Got a little something off it.
2-2. Barnhart found some room, out to right she goes. Seventh hit of the season for Meredith Barnhart out of Colorado.
Oh, and a nice job too. She was 1 for 12 as a pinch hitter. Was able to work a little bit of a count and just kind of takes the screwball on the outside part of the plate. Some good pop behind it, pulls it to the right side. And Kirsten Roos, I love the effort at second, but had too much heat on it. And big base hit.
And then Bellafaw is going to re-enter to run for her.
Next up for Tennessee, left fielder number 27, Taylor Holly.
And now here comes another freshman in the 9 spot, Taylor Holly. Laid down a bunt to move runners in the 4th inning. Karen Weekly praised her reset moments in her ABs in the regional. Even when she was down in the count, saw her able to step back in, reset herself as a freshman, and come through for Tennessee. Had a double, a home run, a couple of RBIs in those 3 games in the regional.
And good in the 9 spot too, to can turn around and have good productive at bats, right? That's what you want, especially when you fall behind in a count. Can you be scrappy?
This one out to Goodwin. 2 away. Top of the order for the 4th time tonight, Sophia Knight. Her first look at Presley Harrison in that 4th inning. She struck out, but before that, 2 for 2 start to this game, a home run and a double. And foul on that bunt. Good eye. Emily Digby, no, pulls off for Goodwin. And Tennessee leaves one stranded. Going to the 7th inning, and a last chance for these Georgia bats in game 1 of this Super.
Has been a pitch that she's continued to keep fighting to throw as the game has gone on, and has been able to get in the back of the minds of some of these hitters. And 5 hits allowed, that 1 run, a couple walks. I'd like to see the walks maybe short up for her a little bit, but man, everything else has been really good.
Last 3 outs to work with for these Georgia hitters. It'll be at 9, 1, and 2 due up. And Pickens got a big strikeout on that changeup to get out of the 6th inning when Georgia had the go-ahead run at the plate. Here's Natalie Ray.
Quick 0-2. Carlin Pickens. And like I said earlier, when she's 0-2 on a hitter, she has that .36 ERA. Almost makes it ridiculously hard for them.
Really? Exhibit A.
So good. Her taking something off that as well. A little change piece at 68 miles an hour.
Top of the order with Kirsten Roos. Coastal Carolina transfer. It's been a key addition over at second base. Had a hit to start this game. Also walked. That was in the first and second innings.
It's a good pitch, 2-0, hitting a good corner, 76.
Fair ball. Fair ball for Roos as Tennessee's hustling to the corner to get it, and she's got two.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see them maybe challenge this.
Karen Weekly talking to the home plate umpire, Cam Ellison. We haven't had a challenge in this game. Each team does get two. Umpires can initiate it starting in the 6th.
I'm not sure what the first base umpire would be able to see over there. Maybe, oh, she's going to announce it.
Communicator.
Tennessee is challenging the call on the field. Call on the field is fair ball. Plays under review.
And I like this replay review. I really do. We have sometimes these types of things kind of like ice out a pitcher a little bit too, right? When there's some momentum going, if it takes too long.
Oh, they've got a decision now.
After review, the call on the field stands. Fair ball. Tennessee loses their challenge and they have one remaining.
So so they didn't see enough to confirm the call, but they also didn't see enough to overturn it. So they will go with the original call on the field was a fair ball and a double for Kirsten Ruse, her 13th double of the season. And now Jaden Goodwin is the tying run at the plate. She has struck out twice.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. I'm going to need a way better productive AB from Shorty. We've seen the back-to-back strikeouts on some pitches, in my opinion, that are out of what their plan of attack is, not anywhere close.
Morrison is quick to corral that, and it keeps Roos at second. You know, Goodwin has had some big moments this year. She had the game-tying home run against Texas on April 20th. They trailed 3-1 in the 7th.
It's that pitch right there that we've seen Goodwin struggle with. So if I'm Carlin Pickens, and hey, I am attacking the weakness. I am going right back to it.
Remember, winners of Game 1 in a Super advance to the World Series 79% of the time. That's how important this game is. 2-2 now to Goodwin. It's going to be slow to Bellafaw. The throw pulls Butt off of first base, and Kirsten Ruse is at third. Jaden Goodwin at first.
A lot of speed up the line. That additional little hop, but I mean, looked like she was for sure going to be safe no matter what. And to me, this is definitely one of those timeout situations. Coach Karen Weekly coming out, Megan Rhodes-Smith coming out. This Georgia team is always so tough. And I speak that from experience.
Yeah.
Like, I have played this team back in 09. We played them in the Women's College World Series. We had to beat them twice we got beat Game 1 on Sunday and then had to beat them again, played them twice in one day. They are just always ruthless.
If you were looking for that Oklahoma State-Nebraska Game 1 of Supers, they're going to start over on ESPN News. We'll get you there when we're done in Knoxville. But some trouble for Tennessee trying to close this game out. One down, but runners on the corners, and the go-ahead run is Sarah Gordon at the plate.
Well, this is where if you're Carlin Pickens, hey, that runner on third base doesn't matter. Like, we're looking for outs, but this is when I need to reel it in. I need to, like, love this adrenaline, love this pressure. Almost have that let-it-eat mentality, but not let the pressure of the moment consume the mind. And that can be hard as a pitcher, right? Like, we're pressing, it feels like a lot. Take a big, deep breath, trust your stuff.
Ball and a strike to Sarah Gordon. Got a single in the first inning, struck out in the 5th. Now on a 5-game hit streak. Pegs Gordon in the thigh to load him up. For Tyler Ellison, the DP.
Man, this does not feel good. This is just high velo, straight to the quad, 76 miles an hour. That will be leaving a bruise. And this is a moment for Carlin Pickens, man. She's got to love it. She has to love this feeling. She can't try to do too much. Listen, pressure is a privilege, especially late in the game, but you cannot forget who you are. It's about being able to execute pitches one at a time, and that she kind of got away from that a little bit this inning. Like Megan Rhodes-Smith said, more of that rubber band mentality. Don't try to overdo it.
There's Tyler Ellison. Ellison had a grand slam March 21st against Utah State. She has struck out twice today. And Pickens works ahead 0-2.
Well, these are the moments that give you confidence as a pitcher, right? It's like, okay, hey, bases loaded, but I got to 0-2. Focus in on my next pitch, whether it's the change. There it is.
Pressure fueling Pickens.
And that's when she's at her best, though, when she can get ahead of hitters and then take a little something off it with conviction, though. This is missing down. The difference of some of her other changeups, they've missed way up and haven't been competitive pitches for a hitter to even sniff at.
Georgia down to its final out. Marissa Miller up with the bases still loaded. She hit a grand slam against UNC Wilmington this year. Georgia down to its last strike.
Man, I'd go change.
And Carlin calls for time. And Elsa Morrison, the freshman catcher, is going to go out to talk to her pitcher.
I love it.
A ball and 2 strikes to Marissa Miller.
She ain't getting cheated, that's for sure.
Pickens loves the pressure, and Tennessee wins game 1. Carlin Pickens strikes out 10, and Tennessee wins game 1 of this Super Regional 3-1. A win tomorrow for the Lady Vols would send them back to Oklahoma City.
Man, impressive performance by Pickens, change piece, all the things, and I expect nothing less.
10th career postseason win for Carlin.